Hi everyone, I'm Carly of Gnarly Carly Gaming, and today will be the second iteration of my drunk explaining board games. After the first one, I was requested to do it again, so I said after every 1,000 new subscribers, I would do another. We hit 4,000, so here goes nothing. Tonight, I am going to be drinking copious amounts, hanging with friends, and trying to explain the games that they prompt me to. We're recording.
Is it? Yep. Still? I was so scared.
It's good enough. It's not great, but it's good enough.
Just
for reference, we knocked over the camera a little bit at the start, and so it's going to be a little wonky. It's fine.
Just lean a little bit.
That's the wrong way? I don't really know. It doesn't matter. Ask me about a
Everyone else
game.
lean, they should feel normal.
Ask me about a game.
No, you stay normal, we'll all lean.
Oh, okay. Guys.
Does it have to be about one game?
No, well, to start one game because it's a little overwhelming if it's multiple, unless it's just a couple.
But what if it's not about the specific mechanics of the game? What if it's a hypothetical question?
Okay, ask me the hypothetical question.
Hypothetical.
If you had to have the characters from two of your games battle against each other, who would it be and who would win?
Wait. So if I had two
games,
okay,
and the characters from those came to life and went into an epic battle against each other, which two games are you picking? How's that battle go? And who wins?
This is such a quiz.
I thought it was a good question.
Oh, there's some really good answers.
Right, I thought so. You could have like Gloomhaven versus Dwellings. See what happens.
You could have like Grand Austria Hotel versus fucking Spirit Islands.
That's just mean to all the prostitutes of Grand Austria Hotel.
Like a room he gets struck by lightning.
Quick, build more rooms!
I love Grand Austria,
plastic.
But they can't handle that.
You don't have to answer the question.
Holy shit! No,
you want to do a couple of board games?
No. I'm gonna answer this. I'm going to do the bougie bitches of Cape May versus the assholes of Grand Austria Hotel battling out.
I appreciate the...
And I actually think Grand Austria would definitely wreck them. Not because I like that game better necessarily. I do at the 2-player count. But because just of the bougie bitches battles, that one definitely wins. Is that good?
That's fair. They probably have guns. They probably do duels.
Yeah. What?
Who
has guns?
Duels. Like
maybe, but no.
They probably have guns like Hamilton.
You could have done Root versus Roots expansion, really.
I've already... I think I should just try to explain a game that's presented to me. I think any other bigger questions are going to be very hard.
You did wonderfully.
Thank you. I tried.
Mr. Jack?
Yeah. Can I have it?
I don't know where it is.
It's over here.
I was like, I saw it recently.
Is that,
love this game. So... This is Mr. Jack, and Mr. Jack I adore. It's one of my favorite, it's a 2-player game, and it's one of my favorite for 2 people. It's Jack the Ripper versus a detective, and the cool part is Jack the Ripper is in the Whitechapel district of London, and it knows the detectives are onto him, so it's hiding amongst the detectives, blending in with the detectives. So you have to figure out which detective is Mr. Jack, and the person who is really a detective has to try to arrest Mr. Jack. I played this a lot on BGA, mostly because people don't play with me in person, because I've played it way too much, and I know too much about it. It's a game that grows in strategy and depth as you play it more and more, and it's just so good. It's so good, and everyone should play it with me on BGA. But really, every round you are playing, and you have to try to figure out, or if you're the detective, at the end of every round, you will hear if Jack is seen or unseen. So if you're Jack, you want everyone to be seen or everyone to be unseen. And if you're the detective, you kind of want to separate the crew without letting him be unseen potentially, because then he could escape the next round. That's a lot of nonsense, but it's really, really fun. And it's one of the best 2 people games that I know. And it's about serial killers, and everyone loves that shit. So that's Mr. Jack.
Wonderful.
That was my best explanation of Mr. Jack that I've ever done.
Yeah.
Evidently so.
2 people game.
Don't you fucking dare.
Why not? Where is it?
No,
It's so easy.
it's
to
gone
explain.
now.
Did you really get rid of it?
No.
I will. Thank you.
She can't lie.
It's the hardest game ever.
He's asking me about a game in which you have to stack cubes to make the pattern that they want you to make. And it is disastrously hard for me and my inability to do it. That's it.
That's it.
That's
Conceptualize
it.
in 3D.
That's the
I
game.
can't conceptualize in
That's the
3D.
thing.
It's not good.
Very hard.
Yeah, you were bad at it too. Oh, you're so mad I said that. Lovecraft letter.
You just won it. You should talk about it.
I did. We just played this game. It's called Lovecraft Letter. It's Love Letter, but a Lovecraftian version. And honestly, it's a cool step up. So in Love Letter, you're basically trying to capture the heart of a princess by having the card that is the highest number if you end the game, or just by eliminating all the other people who are trying to woo her. In this case, however, there's insanity and sanity at play. And it's not just about winning a certain number of rounds. You either have to win 2 rounds sane or 3 rounds insane, because you can do some powerful, creepy shit while insane, or just be cool sane. And I won 2 rounds sane after winning like no rounds. Everyone else won a round before I even won a round. And yeah, I like it. It's a very cool box. The cool part of Love Letter normally is it's very small. This one's a bigger box, but I think it's a slightly more interesting game. And look at all these. Wait, should I show them?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No.
It's your video.
No, everything is sleeved because it came with sleeves. And there's cool little Lovecraft sleeves. And there's cool tokens. So if I win as insane, I get this. If I win as sane as, I get this. And I have to have 2 sane or 3 insane to win. Wait. Okay. That's Lovecraft Love Letter. Or Lovecraft Letter.
Got it.
Thank you.
Well done.
I did my best. I genuinely did. I wish that wasn't my best, but it was.
Is Forgotten Waters up here?
It's downstairs.
Do you want me to go get it in a little bit?
You don't want to get it.
Where is it? Is it in the car?
Uh-huh. I can talk about Forgotten Waters, though.
You know, my first, like, the board game, and definitely not the magically reanimated skeleton.
Yeah.
You're like,
I love that. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. You didn't have to.
So everyone here with me was in my last game of Forgotten Waters, which is a pirate-themed game where we have to do things. And by that I mean just depending on the scenario that you play, you have different objectives, but we all have our own pirate objectives too. We all choose different types of pirates, like the lovesick pirate, or the orphan pirate, or the secret pirate. And you go off on these adventures and you're trying to fulfill your own destiny and be the best pirate you can be, and also achieve a group scenario of just mostly surviving to the end. And what's really interesting about it is I feel like they kind of meta the people who will pick different pirate types. I chose the secret pirate last time, and I wanted to find adventure, do all these things, and they were both like, you're an asshole seeker trying to find yourself, and you're just a dick to everybody. There's a safety pirate who's just the nerd in the corner. We nailed that one on the head. We knew what was up there. But one time I picked a lovesick pirate, and then I just really wanted to hump an ocean animal. And our orphan pirate was in his middle ages when he was abandoned as an orphan. And that doesn't really even speak to the character of the game. But what it does is it speaks to the start of the storytelling, which is excellent and ridiculous. And it just plummets you into this story that's stupid and wonderful and divine, and I have nothing more to say to it except you should probably try Forgotten Waters because it's pretty great, especially with people who aren't as into games, because it's not mechanically dense. You just pick things each time. You're trying to level up yourself. It's very good for your RPG kind of friends, but the storytelling is just freaking excellent. I feel like everyone around me can agree. They're nodding.
The skeleton.
I don't want to ruin it. So there's a skeleton pirate,
It's fair.
and pick it. Just pick it. If you play this game, can I zoom in? Pick. No, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't. We've already failed so much. Pick this pirate. It's fucking hilarious. Thank you. And yeah, that's Forgotten Waters.
How do you feel about spiders, by the way?
What?
Spiders.
I'm fine with spiders.
You're cool with spiders?
Yeah, I
Okay,
would.
'cause
I would
there's
like
one
to.
above you.
Where?
On the ceiling, I think.
Hey,
Ooh.
buddy.
I could have gone very differently if I didn't like them.
That's why I asked.
Would you have told me it was there if I didn't like it?
No, I probably would have gotten like a napkin or something and just taken care of it.
Yeah, no, I feel like spirits are
But if you don't care, then it's just...
You know,
I said spirits.
I appreciate spiders. I almost said spirits now.
Ellie would have
Pirate. No,
For-
damn it. Spiders are there all the time, and I feel like they're kind of lovely little additions to the home. So they don't really bother
The more
me.
of them, the less of other things.
Yeah.
Just sad to ask.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Oh, look, hello, little buddy. Cool.
Yeah.
I think I'm being prompted with another
You ready?
question. Yeah.
Right, it's coming
Yeah.
for you.
Oh, there's no chug.
That didn't work.
There was one
Planet.
There was that chug.
So, for
Chug a
people,
It's not enough.
for people who don't know me, the reason I started Instagram was because I stumbled upon the Among People's Instagram page, Brian, and he lived in New York. He doesn't live in New York anymore, but I met him there, and he gave me this game. It's called Planet, and it's really a light little game. But what's cool about it, and I have to open it because I can't show you without it. It's this little guy. You are literally each round drafting pieces to build a planet, and there's all these little magnetic pieces to add on. And you score different things. Certain animals want to live in certain size habitats, so at the end of each round, it's like whoever has the most brown shit gets this animal. And are you laughing at me? It's dirt. I don't know. It's probably called something else in the game. Ocean. That would have been a better example. And at the end of the game, there's also scoring potential, and it's hard to calculate sometimes because you have to literally turn your planet around. But you're basically drafting pieces till you form a perfect planet, and you're trying to make the most animals happy, and that's Planet. But it's really fun. Have you guys played?
We've only played it once.
We played it three times
times.
that night.
Okay, but only that one time.
Yeah.
One evening, 3 times.
Yeah, it was a fun
I
time.
love that video.
Have you talked about Coup on here? You have we have so many different
I've
versions of Coup.
never talked about Coup on
We
here.
should bring all the
Okay.
versions
We
of
just
Coup.
throw all coup.
We should talk about all the Coup. This is a cool game. It really is. I'm being generalistic in terms of the dirt, but I don't know if it's called any. It has to.
It's called brown shit, not
Yeah,
dirt.
it's definitely brown shit.
It's brown shit.
It's called
Okay,
BS.
whatever. It is a cool game. You get
bees.
animals, you score points, you have this cool planet at the end. The only time it's ever gone wrong is when I dropped. I started to I don't even know how because even dropping it doesn't seem like it would knock it off.
No,
But I
it's
knocked
pretty-
off a couple things and I had no idea where they went, and it ruined the whole game.
It's pretty straight.
The shitty hands.
That's Planet. Pretty cool. We are going to talk about Coup now. All right, ready? It's Coup. Coup.
10
Coup.
out of 10.
Okay.
Big fuck.
This is original Coup. It's BS meets Peoples. And you have all these different cards, and they have different abilities that can get you different coins or protection or whatnot, and let you trade for cards. And you have all of these coins, and if you spend seven of them, I dropped a
Yes.
coin. We'll get it back.
7.
Then you can coup someone, which basically means eliminate them. Every person starts with 2 on the board. You want to be the last person standing at the end. It's a very quick, decisive game. I feel like most games are under 10 minutes. And it's pretty lovely. It's really, really wonderful. There's a lot of depth to it. I used to play this game a crap ton. It was one of the first games that I ever played a lot from board game. And this version right here is from my friend Sam. He made it for us. And it actually is me and my friends as the Coup cards. My friend An is the Contessa. I was the Ambassador. I have both my friend Sam and his brother as the Duke. And my favorite is my friend Chris as the Assassin with all of his knives that are actually his knives. As well as my friend Devin, who's the Duke, which is pretty great because it looks very much like the original Duke. But we made this because we played it all the time. And then, so this is Common Coup. What?
It just sounds like a disease.
Oh.
Downstairs, we came up with the 3
This is the Carly Coup. We did. And then this is... What was this?
The cool Coup.
Oh, the cool Coup. I was like, the pretty Coup, but I was like, that's not a C. This is the Brazilian edition. It's the Brazilian edition in terms of Brazilian art. It is beautiful. My friend Scott brought it. I don't have it myself. But by Indie Boards and Cards. And I mean, I would say look at those cards, but this is very generic.
But it's pretty.
It's very pretty. Everything's super pretty. Ooh. I don't know. Everything in there is very, like, it's just a very gorgeous, I feel like you have a very gorgeous editions of everything. You have, like, the Lovecraft Beautiful Edition.
I'm a
you
gorgeous
have
man. What can I say?
Glorious Edition. But truly, this is a great bluffing game. It's very lighthearted. It's very, very fast. You can play, it is truly, like, 10 to 15 minutes, and you can play it over and over and over again. It's kind of just delightful and chill and wonderful. And I've played it to death, but I still am not tired of it. And yeah.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Alright, this next one, make sure you're mentally, like, saved up for this next one.
Okay.
What is that?
This right here is Blockus. I feel like people are gonna know Blockus. Do you think everyone know? You don't know Blockus?
I don't know Blockus.
Are you saying that in like a cutesy way, like, oh, I don't know Blockus?
No,
or like you don't?
no.
Oh, okay, just okay, cool. I'm an asshole. It's fine. Okay.
It's fantastic.
Okay. Do you just want to play Blockus? We can
Yeah,
play Blockus.
We can do it after.
We can play it after this. I'll do the explanation.
No!
That's the wrong way. Okay. So, you have, it's gonna work out. It's gonna be great. This is the board. Essentially, you all have corners that you start from, and you're trying to play your pieces. So this is literally the worst piece I can use. No, I can. I can put it right there. You put it, you touch it at the corner, and then each of your additional pieces have to touch a corner of your own color, but can't touch more than a corner of your color. So I couldn't put it here, for instance. And everyone else is trying to do this the same. Leave me alone. I'm terrible. But everyone else is trying to do the same, and they're trying to get as many of their pieces out as possible. Each piece has a certain number of squares involved in it, and you lose points, I guess, for however many squares you have left at the end of endgame. You compare however many they have. If I have only this piece left at endgame, it's minus 5 points. Sort of deal. You compare and determine who wins by getting the most squares out of their pieces. I would be trying to push this way. What can be really cool, and you're not going to be able to see it perfectly, but if I manage to get a piece this way, I could weasel my way in through these guys by the corner and keep playing this way and doing this. It gives me more space, and I can keep going throughout the play. And that's really it. We all go till everyone can't go anymore. And that's Blockus. And I'm embarrassed because I keep hitting it and it's very evident. And that's Blockus. I've been prompted with a lightning round, and I've debated taking it. I think we're going to try. We haven't really talked about that many games. I feel like a lightning round is very premature.
Well, I mean, we don't have to do it right now. It's just something that, like, what if we did it tonight?
You're threatening it.
Not threatening, promising.
Oh, okay. Whew.
It's coming.
Promising.
Okay, we have a lightning round coming,
menacingly.
but we're going to start with some gentle games.
Basically, what I think we'll do is all three of us come back with a game hidden, and we throw them at her one by one right after each other.
Okay, but what game should I talk about right now?
I think Anna.
I think that'd be great.
I think that would be good because that's one that you enjoy.
Yeah.
That's
And
worthy of more
everyone-
than lightning round.
So this game, a lot of people have been asking me about because normally I play a lot of different games, and instead, what is happening? There's random plastic here.
It's the cookie plastic?
I don't know. Probably cookie plastic. We have some pumpkin snickerdoodles and chocolate chip cookies about with plastic around them. But this game I've been playing a lot, and people have been wondering why I've been playing a lot, and it's just really, really good. It's by Martin Wallace, and it's so like crunchy and wonderful, and it's Anno 1800, and you have your own island, and you have all these people on your island, and you have to give them what they want, and what they want is things like sausage and schnapps. Don't we all want sausage and schnapps? That's what I want. Are those not good examples? I feel like those are really realistic examples for the beginning of the game.
No,
Okay.
that's perfect.
That's it.
You're
But
doing great.
they have other needs too, and some of them are more sophisticated, like a gramophone. And you have to build industries, and sometimes you need like small industries to build bigger industries to get the things your people want, and you have to satisfy all your people, and whoever satisfies all their people ends the game, gets a firework, 7 points, and triggers the end. What's really cool about it is it's really satisfying along the way because you're just making people happy. You're deciding what to build to make your people smile, and then you trade with other people to get your people to smile, and then you end the game. And it's really satisfying and wonderful, and it's Anno 1800. And I don't think there's any way I could describe this game that would make it appealing overall, but it's really freaking fun. There's a lot of variable scoring conditions, and I love it a lot. I've loved it a lot. I want to play it all the time. I'd play it now. It's pretty bad.
Absolutely not.
I would, but we need to do
No.
more games first.
Yeah. It's super good.
Absolutely not.
I will not be able to convince you in this moment with my piss poor description, but you gotta do it.
It's a good game.
Super good. It's a good game. Scott's telling you. Wait, say it again.
It's a good game.
It's a good game. Get it? It's freaking phenomenal. That's Anno 800.
I love that through your description, I have learned now that the people in Anno 1800 eat sausage, drink schnapps, and listen to gramophones.
That's
the
it.
universe.
Those are 3 of the like bajillion industries
Yeah,
that you
basically
can
Downton
make.
Abbey.
Yeah, and then there's like rubber
later
that kind of
seasons.
looks like butter, and that's it.
I hate the rubber.
It looks like butter.
It's a bucket.
It's butter. It's upsetting. But I don't think that was Martin Wallace's fault. He designed the game. He did not describe the butter. I mean, rubber that looks like butter. Magic Maze! Someone online wanted me to talk about that. It's always backwards when I hold it. I don't know. This is Magic Maze. You're all criminals trying to rob them all. But you're kind of also fantastical. Like one person, after being stripped of all their possessions, 4 heroes are forced to rob a local mall of the equipment they need for their next adventure. It's kind of silly and dumb, but what it means is that there's a simultaneous action, live action, beautiful adventure in a mall where I don't know if opening it helps. Do you think opening it helps?
Absolutely not.
Not from what the little bit I can see, no.
Okay, so there's mall tiles, and you all are playing as all these people, but what you get, no, I think I should open it. I really want to.
Just going against the grain.
So, there's one piece I think I should show you, and it's this. It's an arrow, which I...
Buy this game, it has an arrow!
That is a nice arrow.
That is a nice arrow.
I
like
could have
that.
probably described it,
No,
but
I
like
get it.
on this side there is an arrow.
Oh!
It's a double-sided arrow.
No, but it has other symbols. And
Always.
what?
There's a
Hold
magnifying
it both
glass.
ways.
Can, but one is with less people and one's with more people. The reason this matters,
Just gonna cry.
you guys have brought me to this. So, in this game, you get a direction. You can move any piece that direction. You're criminals, and I can move, if I have this piece, I can move any piece down, just all of the pieces down. And the reason that matters is we're trying to get them to the store they need to rob, and then out of the mall. And it sounds kind of crappy, but it's really chaotic and fun. But you can't talk to anybody, no one at all. But you have this piece, which is the do something piece. And if someone doesn't do something, let's say Scott has like this arrow, and he's not doing his arrow, and we need the people to go that way, I can be like, Scott, do something.
Fucking moron.
And it's really aggressive and loud.
Forever.
And it tells him he needs to do something. If you play with enough people, some people have the same direction, you can kind of trigger them both to help them out. Some people want to go up escalators, stuff like that, but you have to get them all out, and that within the hourglass time. There's certain spaces on the board that will flip the hourglass time, so you can kind of elongate your time. But that's really it. There's a lot of pieces. You get to find them. That was a very bad description of a very chaotic but very satisfying game if you can do it well. It's very stressful though, because you have directions and sometimes you don't know what
Is it
you
the
need
arrow?
to do.
So there's the directions.
Well, yes. but sometimes if you're playing with more people, like, for instance, someone could... Oh, gosh. I'm not picking any examples that have more than one thing on them.
Real arrows.
They're all just one arrow.
A lot of them have like multiple arrows.
But some of them... Okay, so for this, for instance, it has 2 different directions on it. In which case, someone could say do something, and you have to look at all of the pieces and both of your directions and figure out what actually needs to do something to be most successful for your team and not run out of time. It's very stressful to be these criminals, but it can be really cool. I actually find it works best with like the most people possible because it's really chaotic, but more than one person can do things, and so it helps. Yeah, that's it. It's fantastical robbery. It's fantastical robbery. Live action, very stressful. Play it. It's cool. Yeah.
Play it for the arrows.
For the arrows. Was that good? I don't know if
Is
that
it
was
2
good.
arrows up?
I mean, if you have 2 that... Oh, man. I'm with a bunch of nerds.
James likes my humor.
I like your humor too, my dear.
We talked about, it's a pretty popular game, Villainous.
I can talk about
It was on the
villainous.
list.
First one on the list.
It's right
Was
behind
it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first one.
Okay.
Yeah, actually,
Okay.
I should probably look for this.
I think this is really important to talk about.
you. I think it's a good one to talk about.
We need to do Robinson.
Okay. Well, we have Villainous. Villainous is a game where you all play as Disney villains, which is really cool. But essentially, you're all trying to prevent... Was that...
That was the rats.
Okay. I have pet rats. Own feels wrong for pets.
I own them.
I own them feels wrong.
Silence, rats!
I have pet rats, and they were a squabbling. They like to assert dominance over each other. It doesn't matter. I'm talking about villains, where you assert dominance over each other, and what? Chew. Okay, I don't know. But are you okay? Did I?
No.
Okay.
No, we're not.
Okay.
You talked about the rats and you lost me.
Oh no.
Okay, Villainous.
You're on a roll. Keep
Okay.
going.
You're doing great.
You can play as different Disney villains, and all of you are trying to achieve your own objectives. So, for instance, the Queen of Hearts has to like crochet a good game, things like that. But you play and you try to basically throw heroes at each other. So, if I was Ursula, I'm going to be throwing Peter Pan at Captain Hook, trying to mess with him while he's trying to do his own crap. And it's really delightful, especially if you have family that really likes villains. It's a very simple, light game. That's really it. You play as villains until someone wins. Someone will achieve their objective. What's up?
It feels weird to me that Ursula and Robin Hood are teaming up.
Robin Hood?
Yeah, like Ursula's throwing Robin Hood at
Peter
you know,
Pan.
I said Peter Pan at Captain Hook.
but Robin Hood's in the game too.
Robin Hood's in the game?
Yeah,
he's
'cause
in
of the
the King
sheriff.
John.
Or King-
Oh, King John. Yeah, King John's in there. Yep. I think it actually is a little more streamlined in Marvel Villainous because there's all one single deck of heroes and they can go to any of the villains.
Yeah, but the villains only face their own enemies, so I mean that makes
But
sense.
yeah,
there.
but that's why it's like a...
Would you prefer Marvel Villainous or Villainous Villainous?
I think I would prefer Marvel Villainous, but I only have Villainous.
I respect that.
Yeah. But it also came out first because it's
Yes.
Villainous.
Yeah,
Indeed.
and there's quite a few more expansions.
Yeah. But I like it. But I feel like we don't play it enough.
It's a very cute game.
What's next?
Do you want me to get Wavelength?
Ooh, that's a fun one.
You want me to talk about Wavelength?
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about Wavelength.
Try to look at it.
Yeah.
It's a great one with visuals.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good one with
Villagers.
villagers. Visual.
It's because we played one night.
Yeah. We very recently played one night as a cohort plus a couple other humans.
It's Whiskey Game Club.
Whiskey Game Club. Alright, folks. This is Wavelength. If it's not the party game you know, it's the party game you deserve because it's the party game everyone deserves. You play in teams and there's a spectrum. Did I crush
yeah.
something? Oh,
A
yeah,
card.
yeah, yeah.
It knows what it did.
I want a spectrum I like. Okay, we'll do this one. But you play a spectrum, and it's, for instance, bad TV show to good TV show. And I would look at this secretly. I have to be able to see it. Oh, gosh. Well, first, never mind. I would, like, spin it so I don't it's in a different spot than last time. Are you upset? Okay.
The cookie is really adding to it.
Okay.
It's really inhibiting your ability to
So-
do things here.
It's in the same spot.
What?
It's in the same spot.
You spun it perfectly back.
Excellent. They don't know this, though. Only I can see this. They can't. In the game, hypothetically. And so I have to do good TV show to bad TV show. Get my team to guess the 4. If they don't, they get the other points. The other team, so it'll be covered when I show them. And let's say I give a really awesome clue and they're like, oh, this is a good TV show.
What's a good
The other-
TV show?
The Good Place.
That's a good TV show.
Good TV show. It's not the best TV show. Good TV show. So they're like here. The other team gets to decide is it higher or lower. They could potentially get some points if it is indeed higher or lower. I would reveal. And we're like, holy shit. It's actually higher because I really like The Good Place. But my team would get 2. The other team, if they went on this side, would get 1. If not, they would get... It doesn't matter. First to 10 points wins. That's wavelength. It's just like team-based clues and spectrums. And it's really good. And I love it.
First time we came over here, we played Wavelength.
First time.
We came here,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did
Wow.
we?
Yeah,
Huh.
you did.
I feel like I bring this to most cons I go to too. It's just a really pleasant, like, large group game because people can really debate it where things actually fall.
Have you talked about MICROMACRO?
Oh, it's a fun one.
Just over there.
We could pause this. Maybe talk about it.
What? You want to pause it?
Mhm.
Why do you want to pause it?
I don't know because I'm doing like this.
Why
You
don't
can edit
just-
this out.
I really want to leave this in.
Yeah.
I can't.
I could help her with this, but I just want to see what happens now.
If people can see this, it's a crime.
Carly, you're,
Yeah, MICROMACRO. It's Crime City.
you are literally the person who's editing this before it gets put anywhere.
I like the, if anybody sees this to be a crime. MICROMACRO, Crime City. Perfect segue.
Okay.
MicroMacro 2 is a little bit more vanilla.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of hilarious. So, this is Micro Macro Crime City. And it's basically Where's Waldo, but with crime involved. And you basically get prompt cards, and it's like, hey, find this, and then find this, and we're solving crimes such as murder and stuff like that. And you get this big map that you get to look at and find all the murder and shit like that. It's not good. Okay.
Do you remember when we played this at like 5 o'clock in the morning?
Yes!
In
Okay.
the outside.
So, we went. There was a whiskey release that we wanted to go to, and we were outside in the cold. It was very cold. I was very, very cold to the point that I had to go sit in the car for a couple minutes to just like reheat so I didn't die. And we played this game where we could solve the crimes on the puzzle map. And there's some shady shit going on in this city all over the place. But this is actually the 2nd edition. And it's a lot more tame than the 1st edition. Which is kind of funny to me because it rates like some of the crimes as PG and not PG, but it's all on the same map, so you can't really avoid the stuff that's really dastardly. But it's Where's Waldo, and you figure out, you have to like track people through the city over time to figure out how the crimes occurred, and it's pretty cool, and I don't feel like I did a good job with that.
Is it family friendly? Sometimes.
Sometimes, if you don't let your kids see any of the other pieces of the paper that they're already looking at.
You just have to put blinders on them.
Yeah. You gotta be like, hey, you know where you're going. That's right. That's it.
Wonderful.
That's Micro Macro. The Full House is more PG, but it also doesn't really feel PG to me. I think you'd like it if you're an adult and okay with boobs and murder.
Boobs and murder.
Most of the murder.
Mostly murder, side entity of boobs. That's Micro Macro.
I think that could also describe a lot of games. Like
Boobs and murder?
Kingdom Death Monster. I think that would be a good.
Boobs and murder?
Yeah.
What else? Wits and Wagers, boobs and murder. No.
For sure, boobs and murder.
Evolution. No.
Oh jeez.
Twilight Imperium. Yeah, we all get it. Boobs and murder. It's the
Lion-
common theme
Lion
of...
boobs?
Huh?
Lion boobs?
Yes,
I've
lion
never
boobs
played it, as long as he's a big lion.
and murder.
I'm waiting for Boobs and Murder to get its
That's a
own
joke.
genre on Board Game Geek.
Yeah, hear me now, Board Game Geek. If it's you, boobs and murder. It's a category.
Is there a person?
No.
Oh, what do you mean?
But they'll hear me.
Is there a person in Robinson Crusoe?
Do you want me to talk about Robinson Crusoe?
So badly.
So now I'm going to talk about Robinson Crusoe.
You should probably have some more wine first.
Yeah? Okay.
Which is the only time that I can ever
Shall
say
we clink?
this.
Yeah, we're going to clink it up.
Oh, our glass is going to be on camera.
Clink. Clink your glass if you are... I'm just going to get sued. Okay, I need to stop.
Sued?
Yeah, Carly. Once you get monetized, this is the quickest way to get demonetized.
Shit. Alright. So, James has asked me to talk about Robinson Crusoe. This is a game that he bought when I started working at a board game store. It is also one of my favorite co-op games of all the co-op games. And you are... Essentially, the basic premise is this whole stranded on a desert island. You have to build shelter to prevent the weather from just wrecking your days and get food and go hunting and do all these other things. Explore, find the things you need, build equipment, those kind of things. What's really beautiful about this game is there's a lot of different scenarios. A lot of cooperative games will have you do the same thing over and over again. Each game to game is the same, just maybe different difficulty. You have to kind of adjust slightly to different threats. In this one, there's truly different scenarios. So sometimes in this game so for instance, the first game, you are building enough of a wood pile to build a giant fire to get a boat to find you. Another one, you just want to build a habitable shelter to survive till the end of the days. One of them, you have to rescue this girl named Jenny, who's an idiot and got stuck on a rock. One of them, there's cannibals everywhere, and I just can't beat it, but you just kind of have to not get eaten by other human beings. They basically take the same theme and build different scenarios for all the different games. And it basically takes the same pieces and makes a different kind of adventure the whole way through. Are we beating our chest? Why are we beating our chest?
Trying to give you a signal.
Oh,
here.
there's a King Kong scenario. There's a King Kong scenario that's literally on a movie set. That's just basically like the desert island is a fake movie set the whole way through. They really are creative in how they approach this thing, and it's delightful. This is just the base. If you like it, there's so many more. I have to wrap up. The King Kong has to wrap up. Is it bad? What's up?
It's backwards.
No, it's not.
The box is backwards.
The back of the box.
Yeah, because
It's
I was
also
showing the
sideways, too.
scenarios.
Oh, that's not sideways, that is.
I guess no one can see this, but there's the scenarios on this side, and that's why I was doing that. Oh.
I just said that.
There's a lot of different scenarios, and it makes it really entertaining. And even if you master one portion of the game, you can't necessarily master all of it. And because you get random items distributed as starting items the first time you play, for each of the scenarios, you can't necessarily master any scenario even perfectly. It's really lovely and good if you want to work with other people and just be the best at surviving.
Speaking of scenario games,
Yeah.
Robin Hood. The Adventures of.
The Adventures of Robin Hood by Cosmos Games?
Them. That one.
That one. Robin Hood is excellent. On this, we can agree.
It's the nastiest I've ever heard Carly in my life.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
You're great. I just don't understand why you like that paper that much.
Oh, because you don't use it.
What? This is the board. What? I don't feel prepared to talk about Robin Hood.
You got this.
Okay, great.
Robin Hood.
Have some more wine.
I will. All right. So this is. Oh. So this is Robin Hood. I've had good wine. You only need a couple minutes to learn this game because you just kind of have to learn how your people move across the board. But essentially, your people can move across the boards. This is one of like 8 segments of the board. I'm not going to show you the rest, but it's all the same. And it's just like a bunch of castle and then not castle and forest and stuff. And you can move your pieces across it. You can flip tiles, which is pretty cool. I'm not going to show you what's on the back because it's a secret. And it's really cool because you have all of these pieces that go together, like Scott said. And then you have this book right here that guides you through it. And it'll give you different prompts of things you have to find and things you have to do and different stuff you can interact with. If you're on a piece specifically, so this piece says 57, I can like interact and flip it over potentially and figure out what's beneath it or defeat a guard, something like that, and figure out what happens. And you go through like 7 different scenarios, and sometimes you have to make big decisions and run out the clock, and it's very difficult but really satisfying as a cooperative game, and I really like it. And like the flipping mechanism kind of destroys the board, but it's really cool, and I already did a video on this, so maybe you should watch that and not see me drunk explain it. But it's super
Where should
cool.
you watch it?
It's what?
But like, watch it here.
Oh, am I gonna show it?
Yeah, you can put like a link
Right here.
in front of your face.
Crying.
Yes.
I like the. And it's just bing.
It's just to make a mustache out of it. Like,
I'll make a mustache out of you. It's right here, guys. Watch that video. It shows how much I literally thought it was like my last year's game of the year. It was pretty excellent. And now Scott, my friend who's here, is playing it with his wife, Ellie, who's very real. And it's good.
She is real.
He's told me a couple times. That is Robin Hood. It's super great. I'm super impressed by it. I know I already talked about Anno, and those were 2 of my favorite games of last year. Oh, I didn't put the book away. And they're by the same company, but they are truly excellent. I did a great job.
I think you did a fantastic job. Clink.
Clink!
Clink.
can you sign right here, Miss Reinhardt?
So this is Shobu. And what you do is you have to have a passive action and aggressive action. So I'm black in this scenario, and I can move like any direction with any of my black tiles on my side. Why are you laughing? Why are you
The rocks.
laughing?
That's not a tile. It's a rock.
It's a rock. It's a stone. It can be a tile, right? Okay.
The pilgrims used to ride these babies for miles.
Anyway, I can move it like 1 forward. And then I can move any other black stone 1 forward that's on a different colored board. So it has to be one of the white boards. And I can move like this 1 forward or this 1 forward. But what can be really cool is I can move like a black stone 2 forward. And I can move this white stone 2 forward. Or black stone 2 forward and knock off a white stone because it's not my color. And you have to get one of these 4 boards to have only your color in it. And that's Shobu. This is in the middle just to remind you of your side because you have to play a stone on your side first. And then you can play either side. It's very important to protect your side because then you'll have no passive moves because you always have to start on your side. And I don't think I did a good job explaining that.
Would you say the rope is the most important component in this game?
No, but it's really fun.
What would you do if there was no rope? Would you buy it?
Yeah, but you'd have to like...
That far?
Yeah.
Is that close enough?
Yeah, because then you know, like, these are the ones I start with.
I
these
still
are the
can't
ones
tell
you
the
start
difference between the
with.
sides.
Yeah, which side's yours?
This one's mine.
Which one's not
You're
yours?
gonna have to make it a little more accentuated.
This one that's you can't see on the screen. This one's mine. That Shobu.
I
It's
don't get
really good. I'm really bad at it. But I'm not bad at it. I
Yeah,
just
you're
feel
very
like
good.
I feel like I'm pretty good, but I always get just like bested in the end. I had an empire. What's up?
I feel like in most games you play, you're like, I'm not very good at this game, and then you always do very well.
Thank you. Oh yeah. Let's talk about Sleeping Gods.
Elbows on the table.
Oh wait, that's not. We played Forgotten Waters where someone was cursed the other day and they weren't allowed to have their elbows on the tables, but that wasn't me. I can have my elbows on the tables.
Is it on?
Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
I'm been told to talk about Sleeping Gods. This was a birthday gift, one of the most special birthday gifts ever. It was the Sleeping Gods Kickstarter edition, and it's a beautiful campaign game where it's adventuring and you're trying to play as all these different characters, trying to rouse the gods and awaken them by traveling around and getting all of these stones, and it's so stinking good. The only hard part I had the first time is I didn't realize that we had a time clock. The game doesn't necessarily make that particularly clear. And so I was just kind of arbitrarily being like, oh, we know that something's over here, but we'll get there. No. You have to kind of pursue the things you find kind of wholeheartedly. But it's really, really cool. And there's this whole giant book that kind of... Can you hand me the book? But this is the full storybook of Sleeping Gods. And there's... okay. So many adventures to go through, and you get to like pick the things you decide. You can pick to fight, or you can pick to like use charisma to sneak through things, and it's all kind of wrapped up in this full storybook that's based on the places you find and the things that you get to, and this book all resolves it. And it's just so stinking good and really, really beautiful, and it's one of my favorite games of the past year, and a birthday gift that I hold very, very close to my heart. So that's Sleeping Gods.
Is it like one long campaign, or is it episodic scenarios?
So it's a campaign, but you won't be able to find everything in your campaign. You can't see everything in the campaign. There's like kind of like a countdown to when you need to rouse the gods or not rouse the gods. And if you don't, then you can start over and kind of try to check off other achievements, try to find other like totems to rouse the gods, things like that. And so you can play it multiple times with different endings, but it is like a singular campaign in and of itself as well. It's pretty cool. And it's gorgeous. The Sleeping Gods. Okay, so we're about to go into a lightning round where it's 30 seconds to describe a board game.
Okay, before we start, I'm going to be friendly, and I'll let you get the board game in front of you before we get the 30 seconds.
I don't
in.
have to if you don't
No.
need me
Then
to.
we start with you.
No, well, we'll still let her pick one.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll just go in a circle from there.
Got
Okay.
it.
So, 1, 2, 3?
2.
1, 2.
1.
Okay.
No!
Go!
This is UBONGO 3D. I told the internet I was getting rid of it because I sucked so much at it, and I didn't. And essentially, it is making shapes. There's patterns. I can show you some of the patterns. Maybe some of the patterns are on
15
here.
seconds.
Okay, there's patterns, and you have to stack blocks in too high
10
in those
seconds.
patterns, and it's absolute shit because it's very hard, and it's 8 and up, and it makes you feel like you're the most idiotic adult in the world, and it makes me feel very sad, and I'm gonna stop now. Spirit Island! This one is much harder, and yet somehow it doesn't make me as sad because you're spending your time as spirits trying to wipe out colony intruders, and it's very lovely. You build up as spirits in different kind of ways. We have all these certain expansions that can do different spirit powers and blah 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 blah. You can either push things and pull things and kill things and move things, and I really love it. It's a great little cooperative game of destroying enemy foes. Oh gosh. Okay, this lightning round is very lightning. This is SIMLIO. You have to decide whether things are... Oh, fuck. SIMLIO. SIMLIO? SIMLIO. I want to say SIMLIO every time I say it, and it's not SIMLIO. But essentially, you have all these different character cards, and you're trying to get your team to guess which one you're talking about. There's like a grid of 12 of them, and you know which one is yours. And every time you play a card, and you're like, it's not similar to this one, or it's similar to this one, and all the time they have to eliminate more and more possibilities till they get the right one, and it's really cool. That's SIMLIO, I don't know. Cash and Guns. This is amazing. We're gonna just... I played this at Thanksgiving with my family. You point guns at people, you tell them, fuck you, I'm gonna shoot you in the face. Do you want to try to stay alive or do you want to run away? And if they stay, they have to contend with whether you shot a blank or a bullet. If you shot a bullet, they're out of the round. If you didn't, they can stay. And everyone who wasn't shot successfully can contend for prizes until I run out of time.
Not yet.
Okay, you want to get the most money at the end of the game. It's 8 rounds. You want to stay alive. 3 wounds, you're dead. And that's Cash and Guns. It's really good. Sagrada. Sagrada is building a mosaic. You got to do it from the outside in. And you have to draft certain numbers and tile colors. It's all through dice. And it's really, really satisfying. Every game you have to try to do different patterns and different things, but you also get different cards that tell you different patterns, different things for different points. And it's super, super duper beautiful and dope, and it's by my friend Daryl, and it's wonderful, and it's one of my favorites. And in Human Conditions. In Human Conditions is a robot test. It is a 2-player game. One person is a robot hunter, more or less. And the other person is either a human trying to be verified as human, a robot trying to pass as human, or a robot trying to kill their human detective. And it's all about kind of bluffing and playing it cool. And it is glorious and gorgeous in under 10 minutes and wonderful. And I have to stop because Scott's making.
Okay.
I did a great job.
I think so. I think that was good content.
Yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Lightning round's good.
Lightning round's
There's
good.
a lot of
That was-
high energy.
Yeah.
No. Give me one more and we'll just hang after that.
Here
We'll
we
do
go.
Calico Cute Cat.
Calico it is. The Kieties.
Okay. So the last one I will end with for tonight. Oh, be careful, you're hitting the camera.
Sorry. Is it good still?
Yeah. The last one I will end with is Calico. This is a deceptively cute game about cats, but also patterns, and you kind of have to be good at poetry, and I'll tell you why. Yeah. You know. Okay, so here's the thing. If you're making quilt patterns, it's quilting cats. I don't know why I left out the quilt part when I first described it. It was disingenuous, and I apologize. But you're building a quilt. Okay. You're building a quilt on this quilt pattern. It's going to have a lot of squares on it to attract cats, and they like different patterns. But also around all of these cat things will be different pattern. It'll be like A, B, B, C, and or A, B, B, C, C, and you're going to be trying to build that pattern around it. So you might be like leaf, leaf, flower, flower, curly, curly, and you gotta subscribe to that pattern because it's Calico and the cats want it, but also it gets you points. And it can be very hard to do all of the things because you want to do pattern, 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 and get all the cats happy, and then get enough colors on your board to get all of the color bonuses. But that's... What's up?
So watch out.
Oh yeah, Scott hit his head on the ceiling. It's not good. We have like... It slants in, and it just...
Sue you for all your worth.
Yeah, as they should. But that's how you get the patterns in Calico. And then each cat likes different things. This is Tibbet. There's just biographies of the cats in the box so you can know if it's good or not. But that's the cats, and that's Calico.
The saddest ending ever. Those cats.
Do I love cats?
I love cats.
Oh, that's such a
I
good
love
game.
cats. Okay, it's a great game. It's a tile laying game where you get like cats on your boat and you're gonna get the fuck off. But it's also really weird because every cat you ignore, like, you're abandoning to die. And indeed. And it's a little brutal. There's this random weirdo who's gonna like kill all the cats at the end, and you kind of have to rectify it. But it's good. It's a really good game. It's satisfying. You have to try to like get different points for getting different cats off. And you're like, look, I can fill rooms of cats. And you're like, great, there's a lot of cats dying. And that's, I love cats. And this is Calico, which doesn't have to do with cat death, but also has to do with cat quiltery. But I think that Calico might be our last grand adventure of the evening. Thank you for joining us for Gnarly Carly Takes on, did I not do well? On Drunk Explaining Games. And I will see you for the next one when we hit 5,000 subscribers. Thank you for watching. Thank you for Scott, Ryan, and James for being here. You guys are my favorite peoples. And I will see you next time.